Hi guys and gals, Froggy here. Had a little bit of a timeout on the videos. We're all going through this Chinese virus thing, and take care of yourself. Be safe, have fun. Meanwhile, all the two gyms that I usually go to are closed, so I am getting my old mountain bike out for some exercise, and I thought I'd do a video on the putting some tubes into this bike. Now, I checked this tire yesterday, filled it up with air, I put it in water, and it didn't seem to have a leak, but now it's flat. So obviously there's some kind of a slow leak. I'm going to take the tube out and just put the tube underwater and see if there's any leaks on the tube. Most bikes have a nut on each side of the axle, and that's how you take the wheel off. This one has a quick release on that side, so you just flip that open, and then you use your hand to unscrew this a little bit, and it'll come off. The other thing you will need to do is get these brake pads out of the way. So either there's a nut on each side of the caliper that holds the pad. You can loosen those up, or sometimes you can undo this cable and that'll loosen them up. So what I did was I took a vice grip and I unlocked this lock nut here, and then I screwed this one in and shortened it all up, and that gives me slack in this cable. Actually, it was this cable over here for the front brake. And then I can take this and pop it out, pop the cable out of this attachment point here, and that puts a lot of looseness in these pads so I can spread them apart, get the wheel out. I would suggest you get some of these bike tire tube levers for changing tires. I bought this kit here, some heavy duty tubes, and it comes with a couple of these. They're just plastic, and that will help you get it off. You don't absolutely need to have them. You can use a screwdriver, but you might pinch the tube and you might make more holes in the tube than what it already has. So you want to get the tire started, get this little lever underneath the bead. This is the bead right here. Sorry, a little out of frame. That's the bead. Get that, start to peel that over in a couple of places, then just use your fingers or carefully use another screwdriver and peel all of one bead over the rim. Peel it over the rim. Once you get it started, you don't even need another screwdriver or anything. Just use your fingers and keep peeling that one bead of the rim. Peel it all the way off, all the way around. Now you're going to go to the part of the wheel where the valve stem is and pull it away from the rim until you get the valve stem out of the hole there, and then you can take the whole tube out. You don't need to take off both sides of the tire itself. Just get the tube out. We're going to test the tube. Okay, well, that's a little overexposed. Sorry, I'm out in the sun now. So fill it up with air. You'll either use your hand pump or Froggy has an air pump, and fill it up with air, and then you're going to shove it in the water. There's a little bucket full of water, and look for air bubbles. Okay, so there it is right there. Okay, a little tiny hole, probably from a thorn. Lots of thorns here in Southern California on the bushes. So I'm going to mark that, and then I think I'll put a patch on it unless I find another hole. If I find another hole, I'll probably put a new tube in. But let's check the rest of it. Just keep going around like that. Shove a little bit of the tube underwater each time, like that. and look for the hole. Okay, gotta use two hands. So these are pre-glued patches, which seemed like a good idea to me, so I don't have to mess around with glue, from a company called Slime, and I will put a link in the comments area for that, and if I can find them, I'll put a link for those tubes also. Even though I'm not going to use one right now, but I might use it on the other tire. They both have leaks. I measured, I put some little crayon marks to find the hole, because you can't see it. It's like almost microscopic, but it's right there, right on that point of that one there. So now I'm going to have to let the air out. Then I'm going to scuff it up with this metal bit, and then I'm going to apply one of those patches. You have to be careful you don't, they're really thin patches. Be careful you don't contaminate the adhesive side of it. And then you got to shove it back in the tire and line it up and inflate it. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I put a little whiteout on it to target it a little bit better. And when I scrub it with the metal, I'm going to get rid of all that whiteout. So take the valve stem out. This valve cap that I have right here has a little tool. See that little tool? You need that. Sometimes on some tire inflators, they'll have that little tool. And take that valve stem out, and then that deflates the whole tube. Now I'm going to scrub that, patch it, shove it back in the tire, and inflate it. Okay, so I just scrubbed it. I peeled off that patch, put it on there. Let me get this exposure a little bit there, a little bit better. And don't put any air in it until you've got it back in the tire, because it would probably blow the patch off. So let's shove it back in the wheel, in the tire and the wheel, and inflate it. Use your levers to pop the bead back, just like that. Use your hands and use your levers. Okay, put some air back into it, put the valve stem back in. You might need to, hold on, let me get this there, a little more exposure. You might need to deflate it and jiggle it a little bit one way or the other. You know, hold the wheel and put one hand on the wheel and one hand on the tire and kind of move it one way or the other so that the valve stem comes out straight, okay? And then inflate it. This one goes 40 to 65. Read it on the tire, the side of the tire, what your inflation pressure should be. Use a gauge to check it, and you'll see if it lasts overnight. If it's still hard tomorrow, then you have success. So that's how Froggy patches a bicycle tube. Give me a thumbs up or a like if this helps you out. Subscribe to my channel if you want more from Froggy. Click on the bell if you want notifications. Be safe, have fun. Froggy out. Bye-bye. Just a little P.S. This one has two holes in it. This is the rear. So I think I'm just going to put one of those new tubes in, and I'll let this one deflate. And I'll save it for a spare just in case I need it. But that's all. I don't have to show you how to put a new one in, because it's the same as putting the old one in that I patched for the front. Okay? See ya. One more little tip. You have to make sure the bead is seated all the way around evenly. And I'll explain to you what I mean like that. You see this, the bead is that inside part of the tire that touches this metal rim. And you're going to see like a little line there. You see that line right there where I'm drawing the end of the pen? That has to be even all the way around. If you can't see that line evenly distanced all the way around the rim, then that means wherever you don't see that line, the bead is not seated correctly. So I'm going kind of quick here, but I'm showing you that you can see those little marks and that little line all the way around. So check both sides. Whoops. Check both sides. Otherwise, it's going to feel wobbly when you. It might take air, and it might go back on the bike okay, but it'll feel wobbly. Okay? Check that.